Welcome back to On the Beat, everyone. I'm your host, Rachel Hurt, and today in the studio, we're joined by our friend Patrick Wooten of the Richard Schwartz and Associates law firm. Today, we're going to be talking about the class action Camp Lejeune lawsuit, and Patrick's going to tell us about what we need to know and how we can help those of our friends and family that might have been affected by this.
Absolutely. Good to see you, Rachel.
You too.
Nice to be back. Yeah, Camp Lejeune is just one of the craziest cases that's out there. Polluted water from 1953 to 1987.
That's a huge amount of time.
It's 34 years. It's sad the government knew the water was polluted, but thankfully through yeoman efforts of veterans who were stationed there, some dedicated lawmakers, as well as some lawyers, a bill was passed August 10th, which is set aside money to help those that were injured and or have died as a result of terrible injuries suffered due to that polluted water.
So the people that were exposed to the polluted water, what kind of health complications are they suffering from, experiencing, so that our viewers will know what to be on the lookout for?
Yeah, the list is about 18 things long, ranging from a variety of cancers: breast cancer, bladder cancer, adult leukemia, just it goes on and on. And then more so, it's a lot of pregnant women had birth defects, had miscarriages. Those are also claims that could be compensable under the act that was passed by Congress and signed by President Biden on August 10th.
Interesting. I just can't imagine. Is there a certain type of criteria that the individual has to have a case?
It is. This is a case that's really unique. You have to have been at the base for 30 days, but it's not 30 days consecutive during that 34-year period. So it's not only veterans who this applies to, it's their family members, because if your dad or mom was stationed at the base and you were a child or a spouse, well, you're going to meet that time. You could work at the base, a DOD civilian, you know, a contractor who had to come onto the base because you worked for a plumbing company around there or an air conditioning company and were doing repairs on base housing or other buildings on base, and you had repeated visits to the base and drank the water. You could have a claim. So they think it's about 1 million people who were potentially exposed to the polluted water.
Oh, that's a huge amount of the population.
It absolutely is.
Well, what if somebody thinks they've been exposed and they think they're suffering from some of these ailments that you've touched on? What should they do first?
Yeah, always you want to reach out to a law firm. So reach out to Schwartz and Associates. You can contact us because it's a very unique steps to qualify for these type cases, because it is the government. It's not an insurance company you're going after. It's the United States government. So you have 2 years from August 10th. So it's different. It's a 2-year statute of limitation that was built into the law, but you actually have to file an administrative claim with the Department of the Navy. A lot of people don't realize the Marines are part of the Navy, so you file an administrative claim.
I did know that.
Yep, you win the prize today. But yeah, file the administrative claim. That will likely be denied, and then from there, a lawsuit could be filed in the Eastern District of North Carolina, because that's where Camp Lejeune is located, is on the coast of North Carolina.
And I'm assuming this obviously is a nationwide case.
It
so
is.
It doesn't just have to be somebody from Mississippi that could contact you. It could be anybody that's been exposed that might be a candidate to have a case. Yeah,
you could live in the United States. You could now live outside the United States, but if you meet that qualification of 1953 to 1987, there for more than 30 days or more, you know, at any time, add up your days, and then have one of those qualifying diseases, you absolutely might have a case.
Wow. Is there any other valuable piece of information you think our viewers need to know before we wrap it up today?
Yeah, I think the key is if you think you qualify, kind of take time to write down, you know, the dates that you were at the base, you know, start to write down where you treated for the health problems, because we'll have to obtain those medical records and other information to be able to prove, because the burden is on us to prove that you qualify for the dates as well as the medical conditions.
Got it, got it. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I'm really glad that they have y'all to call and talk to if this is something they're going to be faced with, because y'all know what you're doing.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's all we have time for today. If you have more questions for Patrick, all the information on how to reach him or any of the associates at Richard Schwartz are up on the screen. Thanks so much for coming in.
Thank you. Good seeing you.
We'll be back right after this short break.